AI is everywhere. It recommends you what to watch, suggests the next thing to buy, and can even write an email for you. But now it's in Tarot world. I reviewed a couple of decks for you and left me a comment suggesting that some of us may have been created by AI, and that got me thinking, how can we even tell? And why AI is a problem? In this video, I'll break it down to you. I'll share my view why AI is a problem. I'll show you how easy it is to create a deck using AI. I'll also test your AI recognition skills. I'll show you the deck that I created and the real one, and you can check your own skills and see if you can tell the difference. And stay until the end. I'll give you some practical tips on how to identify AI generated decks before you buy your next one. Hi, this is Jay with Lunacore Tarot, where I bring you new and exciting Oracle and Tarot decks to enhance your reading experience. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We'll dive into the world of AI generated decks. We'll look at the difference between them and check out for ourselves if it's actually a problem. Let's dive in. So firstly, AI isn't created in the vacuum. Those models are trained on real artists' work that's available in public domain. And that's how they learn how to create those images. Those artists never get credit. The amounts of work went into creating art, not just tarot decks, but anything, paintings, movies, you name it. AI just consumes it all to then create something based on the prompt. The real artists spend the time and energy to master the skills, and it took them days and years, and you will never find out who they were once you get an AI generated image. Secondly, you're getting charged for AI generated decks exactly the same amount as you would get charged by something created by a real artist with watercolor or maybe a digital artist, and I think that's not fair. And creating AI decks, it's much easier than you think. Let me show you some of those tools. A giant like Microsoft, a company that is known to everyone, they create Windows and all kind of other things. They have a guide on how to create tarot decks, and it goes into all the details on the style you may want to use here. They talk about the major arcana only as full 78 deck, and they also teach you how to actually create a deck that will be consistent. One of the issues with AI is that when you generate an image, they often don't match with each other, and that's how you spotted one of those decks that I reviewed. They'll teach you how to do that. Now, look at the examples of his work. I'm 100% certain that I have seen a couple of tarot decks on sale. I haven't reviewed them, but they remind me of this type of a design. What about you? Have you seen something similar? Let me know in the comments. This is not just one example. Look at this one. This is even simpler. You've got an example of different cards you can choose. This is from OpenArt, who also have an image generation tool. They got some examples of cards you can generate, and look at this. I mean, they're amazing. Some of them photorealistic. Some of them look very similar to what I've seen, and I mean, it's just beautiful, right? And look how simple it is to create one. I will not be using this tool, but I'll show you what happens now. Basically, all of these tools, if you haven't worked with them, are based on using a prompt. Like here, when we clicked on a full card, it generated this prompt here. Please create an image of a joyful wanderer stepping down a cliff, right? Now, it doesn't go just with the companies. You also can find YouTube tutorials that will teach you how to create tarot designs, and you can apparently make up to $150 a day. And this is just to show you that creating tarot decks is becoming mainstream. It's not something rare that you would have to spend time on, days and hours learning the art, but you can actually go and learn how to do this, and it's pretty much available to everyone now. And this channel has quite a lot of subscribers too, right? And some good feedback from people. And I'm actually going to create an example of a tarot card for you. Together we'll see how easy it is to make one. But before we go there, I want to test your AI spotting skills. So what I'm going to do in a second, I'll share with you a deck, actually two sets of cards, and one is AI generated and another one isn't. And I want you to tell me if you can tell the difference between the two. You ready? All right, let's test your AI recognition skills. So this is deck number 1. Take a close look. So we have a Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor. And this is designed using the Druidic style, obviously. And we got deck number 2. Similarly, this is Druidic style. This is deck number 2. Take a close look at these two. Which one do you think is created by AI? Leave me an answer in a comment. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it before I can actually show you how to create a deck, and I'll give you an answer after that. Ready? So, all right, so this is our ChatGPT. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, please generate me a prompt for Midjourney. So Midjourney is a tool we'll be using to create the actual cards, and we use ChatGPT to create a prompt for us to create a tarot card. And let's just create a Hierophant. So I'm gonna stay log out. Now I created this prompt. I would like it to be in Druidic style, please. It'll change it again. Creating images using generative AI is normally take a bit of effort because they never get created properly from the first try, and you will see it in a second. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to put it in Midjourney. And if you've never seen Midjourney, it's a beautiful tool. You've got all kinds of designs here. People create them randomly, using some prompts, and some will look amazing, sometimes indistinguishably amazing from a real person. So this is where you're going to be creating all of this. Now I'm going to copy and paste the prompt I just gave you, and I'm going to hit enter. It's going to take a bit of time. I'm just going to speed it up. And then look at this, right? Within seconds, it has created an image, and I'm pretty happy with what's going on right here. If you look at this, we can zoom in a tiny bit. This is amazing. The scale of people looks a bit strange on this one, but even with that, I think it looks pretty good. And you've got a couple of options, right? So if you're not happy with the option, what happens then, you can do a variation of that. It will create something different, or you can do a rerun and it will just generate you another set of images. And basically that's how it goes. You will continue running these prompts until you get a result that is suitable. It doesn't have any little glitches that I'll tell you about when we get to the end, so you will be able to recognize the AI images. So I'm pretty happy with this image here, and I'm gonna actually use this one. So before I'll show you how to create an actual card using this, and it's gonna be an extra addition. All we need to do is just add a frame and a name of the card to the image with another tool called Canva. Let's go back to your AI testing skill exercise. So here's a deck 1 and deck 2. And the answer is deck 1 is created with my hands and help of AI. It took me probably a couple of hours to generate all the images. The deck at the bottom is the Druidic Tarot by Los Scarabeo. And if you haven't seen that one, I did a review on my channel a while ago, so you can go and have a look, and I'll drop an image, a link for you to click on and see the full review. So we're going to be using a tool called Canva, and this is the card that I designed previously from the AI test. What we're going to do here, I'm just going to take this image of the Empress and I'm going to paste the AI image that we generated previously. Just going to blow it up a little bit here, so it fits the card, and you have to be just a little bit careful so it doesn't block any the frame. I'm going to put it on top. Yep, just maybe a bit bigger here. And voila! That literally took me 5 seconds. Picking up these fonts and the frame took a while, but once you have this frame, you can add as many images as you want, and we've got ourselves the new card. So now that I've shown you how easy it is to create a tarot deck, let's talk about how to support AI generated decks. Let's look at our early examples of the images I was generating with AI. A couple of things you'll notice, right? You'll have some weird details. AI still cannot do fingers properly. It will do something kind of strange, like you will see either the whole hand is mangled a little bit, or you got extra fingers, and that happens quite a lot. It just doesn't deal with it well. It will also have some inconsistencies, similar to what I previously shown with, for instance, here, like animals will look strangely small. So this was the Empress card, right? First of all, it's got elves' ears here. That's just kind of strange. Also, the way the fingers are positioned around an apple, it's a little bit odd as well. And she's got way too many toes, right? So that's also strange. And this deer looks either deer is really small or the Empress is gigantic. So things like that, though you're probably not going to see that if you look at the tarot deck that's been heavily edited. As you saw through the iterations that I have done, you can reduce the number of those odd elements to a minimum. So another thing you can do, let's say you decided to buy a deck, and I reviewed one recently. This is the Fairy Tale Tarot by Lisa Hunt. An artist who spent a long time learning the art, they will have either Instagram account or they will have a website where they show you the designs. And this is one of the examples, right? So you can see that Lisa had been working with a very similar style that she used in her tarot deck. And you also find out, like this card, actually one of the cards from her deck, right? And you also find out that she published other tarot decks in the past. There's a whole heap of them. And she's been creating them since the 90s, right? So, you know, if you buy a deck from this artist, you're gonna get something that has been created with real artistry. Another thing you can do, of course, is to buy decks from well-known publishers. Like Los Scarabeo is one of my favorite ones, but there are so many others, like US Games, so Llewellyn, who is actually partnered with Los Scarabeo. While they don't openly disclose whether they use AI for their decks, we know for a fact that they work with well-known artists, and gives you some assurance that they're probably going to be using real artist work rather than AI generated decks. And if you're into more indie decks, I also really like Kickstarter. And what they started doing is to include the use of AI in the campaign, on the campaign page. It's not always there, but I think people are interested to know whether AI has been used. So this, an example, for instance, quite an interesting looking deck, and it's got some history behind it. But look at this here. You've got the use of AI, right? And here the artist openly declares that the illustration will be based on AI generated images and edited by this person, right? And it's not all of it is AI generated. There are some artists who also use just your painting and using a drawing type of work. If you have a look for this one, for instance, in the FAQ, it talks about if it's deck created by AI, and it will tell you that this deck is hand painted with watercolor with 100% human illustrator. So whenever you want to buy a deck from Kickstarter, just have a look whether they're using AI, and if you're happy to use AI generated deck, some content may be generated. I've seen some projects where they use, let's say, old photographs and they apply AI to clean them up, or they will use a sketch and then generate an AI image using a sketch and use that for the final print. As AI gets better, it's going to be much harder to tell the difference between an AI generated deck and the one that was created by an artist using a watercolor or maybe a digital artist. And AI is here to stay. I think we're just going to see more of those decks, and as long as the publishers put it very clearly that a deck has been created using AI, I think it's okay. But also, I think it's a huge difference between someone generating a prompt and doing a bit of editing and picking images that that are suitable, and someone coming up with an idea of a deck and just going through it, designing each element. I think they're substantially two different types of artwork, and I'm not sure if prompt generation you would consider it artwork, especially given the fact that it's using an existing artist's work. It's trained to use images in the public domain. So what about you? How do you feel about AI generated deck? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Do you think they're okay? Do you already have one? Please let me know. I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I review tarot and oracle decks weekly, and also will be adding books review in the near future. My name is Jay and this is Lunacore Tarot, and I will see you in the next one.